What is up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool video, and in this video I will review Liverpool's transfer window and I will comment on the Naby Keita deal and all the Liverpool transfers that happened, ins and outs. But first I want to ask your opinion. Out of 10, how do you rate Liverpool's transfer window? I rate it as a 6, and I don't count Naby Keita in this Liverpool summer transfer window because this video will be mainly about him but also about the whole Liverpool transfer window. But Naby Keita will only sign for Liverpool on July the 1st, 2018. And this is the first time that I can remember, and I've been supporting Liverpool for 17 years, that Liverpool made a deal like this, and it's a very smart move. Naby Keita, you know, he couldn't leave Leipzig this summer. Leipzig really want to push on in the Bundesliga and in the Champions League, so there was no way that we could get Naby Keita this summer. But Leipzig knew that next summer they will lose him for £48 million. That's his release clause for the summer of 2018, and we made a deal with them that if they progress in the Champions League and if they will finish in the top 4 in the Bundesliga, and there is a very high chance of that happening because they kept most of their team together, on top of the 48 million, the release clause, we will pay an additional 10 to 20 million pounds. But this deal is still cheaper this way because Liverpool offered 66 million pounds in this summer transfer window, and that was even rejected by Leipzig. So Michael Edwards and Jurgen Klopp and the FSG, hats off to you for this Naby Keita deal. But the reason why I only gave the Liverpool transfer window a 6 is because I think we needed a Naby Keita or a similar type of midfielder, but we mostly and desperately needed a brand new centre-back. And the Van Dijk transfer is a weird one. We don't really know exactly what went on behind the scenes, so I can only speculate, but my theory about the whole situation is this, and I would love to hear your comments on this. What do you think went on? Why didn't we even bid for Van Dijk? So Jurgen Klopp met with Van Dijk behind the scenes in Blackpool, and also Van Dijk was, you know, very public in that he wanted to join Liverpool, even though he didn't make an official statement saying that. But Liverpool-based journalists, before that whole transfer fiasco went down, the whole media was full of it, that Van Dijk chose Liverpool. And the big problem is that straight after that, Liverpool didn't put in a bid, and Southampton got really mad and really upset, and rightfully so. When you are reading in the media your most expensive and best player wants to join Liverpool and you don't even get a bid, an official bid from Liverpool, of course Southampton, who don't really like Liverpool anyway, went to the Premier League to complain, and Liverpool had to officially withdraw their interest and apologize to Southampton, and also they basically officially ended their interest in the player. And the big question is that maybe Liverpool was not allowed to make a bid unless other clubs made a bid for Van Dijk. And it's very curious that Van Dijk did everything in his power to try and engineer a move away from Southampton. He put in a transfer bid, he refused to even play in pre-season, he refused to you know, get integrated into the first team, and basically was made to train on his own. But what I found very interesting is not one other Premier League club made an official bid for Van Dijk all summer, even though everybody knew that he wanted to leave Southampton. Not Arsenal, who are desperate for a new centre-back, not Chelsea, who also, I think, wants a new centre-back. They signed Rudiger, and on deadline day in Zappa Costa, but even Chelsea didn't make a transfer because they fully knew, in my opinion, that as soon as they make a transfer bid, that gives permission for Liverpool to make a transfer bid as well. And in that case, Van Dijk would have chosen Liverpool because it was very public that Van Dijk's first choice was Liverpool and only choice was Liverpool. So it's bitterly disappointing that we didn't get him, but I will forgive FSG, the owners, and Jurgen Klopp this: if we sign Van Dijk in January, maybe behind the scenes that we did a deal with Southampton, we don't sign him this summer, but in January I think we will go in for him and maybe get him for 70 million pounds. In that case, I can forgive Liverpool not signing a centre-back, but that we will only find that out in January. So the reason why I give only a 6 is because Liverpool conceded a lot of goals in the past 3, 4, even in the past 5 seasons. On average we concede about 45 to 50 goals in the Premier League. Last season was a little bit better, we only conceded 42 goals. But in my opinion, Liverpool's biggest weakness is the defense, and I honestly thought that with Van Dijk we would have had a 9 or even a 10 out of 10 transfer window. It was that crucial, and Van Dijk is that good of a player. He's miles better than Lovren, and he's also very vocal, he's a leader at the back, and since Jamie Carragher retired, Liverpool have been badly lacking a leader in defense. And look at the numbers: since Jamie Carragher retired, Liverpool have been conceding a bucket load of goals. I can understand Jurgen Klopp's thinking that we only want to sign players who definitely improve the first team squad, and it was very interesting that Liverpool wasn't linked to anybody else apart from Van Dijk in the summer transfer window. There weren't many serious links. There were some links to some Italian centre-backs or centre-backs playing in the Serie A. Dijk, I think, was one of them, but no very serious links came about apart from Van Dijk, and everybody thought that Van Dijk will be able to sign for Liverpool, but maybe behind the scenes something happened that we wouldn't be able to make a bid. Had we made a bid, maybe we would have had a transfer ban or of some sorts. That's the only like real explanation that I can have. And also Naby Keita signs very smart deal. He said about his transfer, he said, "I'm delighted that an agreement has been reached which will allow me to join Liverpool Football Club next summer when I will become part of a project that excites me greatly. My commitment to Leipzig remains absolute for the remainder of my time at the club. I've given my all every time I've worn the shirt. That will be the case until the final whistle. In my final appearance, having my future resolved means I can now focus on helping Leipzig achieve great things this season. Until I join my new club next summer, I will remain an interested supporter from a distance." And Naby Keita is such a great transfer. I already can't wait for next summer when we get him, because he is one of the best young midfielders in the world. Make no mistake about that. He is only 22. And I think this is a very smart move by Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp that we get him now, because next summer his 48 million release clause would have been a bargain for most top clubs, and who knows, in a year a lot can happen, and finalizing this deal is brilliant. And also there are some articles saying that Naby Keita could arrive at Liverpool in January. Bundesliga expert Lee Price, who correctly claimed that we had agreed a future deal with Naby Keita back in June, is saying that if Leipzig have been knocked out and are not competing for titles or a high finish domestically, they may allow Liverpool to pay an extra premium of 55 million pounds. An extra premium on 55 million. So 55 million is the deal that we get Naby Keita for, which is brilliant, because remember, Leipzig rejected 66 million for Keita from Liverpool this summer, but we could pay maybe an additional 5 to 10 million and get Naby Keita in January. Can you imagine? Like, Liverpool are maybe second or third in January, and I'm being optimistic here. Hopefully we will be in or around the title race by then. And then we get Van Dijk and Keita in January. Oh boy, we can dream, but that would be just something that could push Liverpool over the line. And this is my biggest dream since I started supporting this club. I want to see just once for Liverpool to lift the Premier League title, and the first big trophy is always the hardest for any manager to win at a new club, and Jurgen Klopp already lost 2 cup finals, so it's vital that Liverpool get some sort of silverware this season. My prediction is, hopefully with Van Dijk coming in January, that Liverpool can finish in either 2nd or 3rd place. I think 4th would be an okay season, but nothing better, and of course finishing outside the top 4 would be a disaster, would be a massive failure, but even 4th would be a disappointment. We need to improve on last season, and either winning the League Cup or the FA Cup, getting to the quarterfinals of the Champions League would be a success, and also finishing in a 2nd or 3rd place would be a success. But honestly, I think with Naby Keita and Van Dijk in the team, we could have been serious title challengers this season. But if we sign them in January, who knows? In the 2nd half of the season, where we struggled last season, these 2 players would give us such a massive push over the line. So this journalist is saying there is a chance that Liverpool could pay a further premium to capture Naby Keita in January. It all depends on Leipzig's domestic and Champions League progress. So we can route for Leipzig opponents for Leipzig to have a bad season, maybe crash out of the Champions League and be in mid-table in the Bundesliga. But I honestly don't think that will happen. Leipzig have such a great young team. I think they will take the Bundesliga by storm again, finishing in the top 4, at least in the 3rd place in my opinion. Maybe Dortmund will finish ahead of them, but I can't see anybody else doing so. And also in the Champions League, I will be very interested to see how they do. With Naby Keita in the team, Leipzig are a very good, very powerful team. And I think Naby Keita gives Liverpool a lot of options. I don't want to lose Emre Can because his contract still hasn't been decided, still hasn't been signed. And remember that Emre Can's contract is up next summer. But even if we lose Emre Can for free, we will be well sorted, because we have Lallana, Coutinho, Wijnaldum, and now Naby Keita and Henderson as well to come in. But Emre Can wants a release clause in his contract, that's the latest that I'm hearing, and he really wants to stay at Liverpool and become a legend at the club, but he doesn't want to be tied down for the next 4 or 5 years, and he's fearing that maybe if he wants to move and there is no release clause, Liverpool can do the same to Emre Can what they did to Coutinho, and maybe that's why players will think twice now whether they sign a new contract or not. So let me know what do you think about that. And I want to end the video with Jordan Henderson's quote on Naby Keita. And Henderson said this about our new signing: if you play for top teams, you are going to sign good players. I've seen Naby Keita play quite a few times, and he looks a top player. There have been a lot of transfer rumors over the summer, and thankfully we ended up doing the business. Okay, he comes next year, but I'm sure the club are directed to get him, because he will be a really good addition to the squad and will hopefully help us over the next few years. So that's one of the disappointments of the transfer window, that we couldn't get Naby Keita this summer, but this is the next best thing, honestly, getting one of the best midfielders, young midfielders in the world. I honestly think that he's even better than Paul Pogba, because he scores more goals and he's as agile as Pogba, and he can basically, defensively he can do what N'Golo Kante can do, and offensively he can do what somebody like Philippe Coutinho or Jorginho Wijnaldum can do, that he can get the ball and dribble past 3-4 players and then either shoot on goal or pick out one of his teammates. So with Naby Keita in the team, Liverpool will be even stronger. Mohamed Salah already looks like a world beater. He looks like already one of the bargains of the transfer window, costing only like 36 million pounds. And look at how much other players cost. The Gylfi Sigurdsson, who I think is not anywhere near the quality of Mohamed Salah. Don't get me wrong, Sigurdsson is a good player, but he cost 45 million and Salah cost only 36 million, and Salah already has more goals and assists combined that he played games. So brilliant, he already has 3 goals in 5 games. I can't wait to see what the Salah, Mane, Firmino frontline can do throughout the whole season. Fingers crossed they will stay fit. And also Dominic Solanke already looks like an absolute bargain. I loved how he played in pre-season. He already scored a couple of goals in pre-season and he even impressed as coming on as a substitute, and I can't wait to actually witness what this young team can do in the League Cup. Ben Woodburn scored on his debut for Wales coming on as a substitute, and it wasn't any kind of goal, it was an absolute rocket from like 23 yards out, and that was the only goal in the Wales-Austria game. So if Wales qualify for the World Cup, Ben Woodburn made a massive contribution already to that. He's already some kind of Wales legend. The crowd absolutely adore him, and I think he has a big future. He's only 17 years old, can you believe that? And he's already scoring goals for Liverpool and Wales, absolutely mental. So anyway, this was it for this video, but I will be back with more Liverpool and FIFA videos very soon. I apologize for not uploading many videos in the last 2 or 3 weeks. I've been traveling a lot. I just got a brand new car like 3 weeks ago. I will do a review video about that. I'm absolutely loving it, and I've been traveling all around Europe with my friends and my girlfriend, so I wasn't really at home much, but now I'm back. And the weather is now, you know, getting to autumn, so I won't be traveling as much. I just wanted to enjoy the last days of summer at the end of August, so I apologize for the lack of videos. But now we are back with the regular daily uploads, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. See you later, guys. Goodbye.